Welcome, everybody, to Dan Excelsior, episode 196. I'm your host, Ricky. With me, Dennis.
What's up? Glorious intro. Thanks.
Yeah, it's the same one we've been doing for the past 100 so episodes.
106.
We took kind of a week off. Kind of, not really.
We took 12 days.
We're still doing a show in 2 days.
No, we're not.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought we were doing.
No. Sorry, I thought the goal was to do this for the foreseeable future on Tuesday.
Oh, all right.
Because we were saying we might have to do it at some point, so I was just like, let's just rip the Band-Aid off now.
Okay.
We're still going to do it weekly. We just took a 12-day break between the last time we recorded.
The zombies thing happens next week, so I think. When does that thing come out?
Which zombies thing? Marvel zombies. Yeah. Marvel zombies. Yeah. Gotcha. Well, yeah, we can. Well, let's try this Tuesday thing for right now.
How has your past 12 days been? All things considered.
Pretty good. Like I've been to Ninja Exchange twice in those 12 days.
So that's the mini Frankensons?
Like Frankensons, but yeah, it's in Carlsbad, northern San Diego. And it's a really cool little experience, but like I've kind of like made a lot of weird friends there because they start recognizing me over and over, and it's really funny. Like I made friends with a guy who he sells like action figures, of course, but he also sells VHS tapes. And so my wife was like looking through the VHS tapes because her clay class like has a VCR and they want to put like silly stuff on while they watch and or while they do work. And so I started like talking to the guy because I saw a movie playing, and he got really like impressed with my knowledge of movies. And he's like, how old are you? Like, how do you know these movies? And I'm like, bro, I think I'm a lot older than you think I am. And he started realizing
the compliment.
No, I did, but like but then he started really like geeking out on my love of all the same movies, the same type of horror movies he likes and stuff. And then next thing you know, we went out. She was gonna pay for the tapes that she got, and I started looking at his toys, and I was like pointing out like some WWE toys, and I was like, hey Lindsay, look, they got this one, and he like rushes out. He's like, you like wrestling too? And like he started like wanting to talk to us about like the characters we love, and he's like, my favorite's Dominic Mysterio. And then Lindsay's like, oh, that's his too. And I'm like, hold on, that's not my favorite. My favorite is Rhea Ripley, but Dom. And then he's like, well, yeah, everyone's is Rhea Ripley. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, then Dom after that. And so it was just really funny because like he was just really bonding, and like he was like, you're like me. And he was just like, he said that to me. And it was super funny because we ended up Friday watching Worlds Collide, the second Worlds Collide event, which is WWE versus AAA in Las Vegas this weekend. And it was an excellent event. Spoiler alert, Dom Mysterio ended up winning the Mega Campeón.
Did you fight Brock Lesnar, Cena? Or that this weekend?
No, that's this weekend. This weekend is no Mexican wrestling. Last week was all Mexican wrestling.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
AAA is a Mexican wrestling. It's a lucha libre league, and so it was every match was luchas versus WWE characters.
Yeah,
it was different degrees of like respectfulness for
WWE characters now. But
well, they are, but they were respecting the culture and traditions and stuff like that. So it was really cool. But anyways, Dom won, and so next thing you know, on Saturday, we kind of just ended up going back to Ninja Exchange with some friends. We took them just for a fun evening. I didn't plan on going, but eventually Lindsay's like, you gotta go talk to that guy. And I ended up talking to him, and I was like, dude, what do you think? Your boy won. And he was like so happy to just have somebody talk to about it. And then he showed me he had like a little shrine that he'd set up that day for like Dom Mysterio. And it was a really cool thing. So it's really fun to go to Ninja Exchange and like just be around, it's kind of like why it's fun to go to Comic-Con, right? To be around people like you, you know what I mean? Like it's a fun thing. So that's the highlights of my week. Other than that, I've been watching a lot of Mythic Quest on Apple.
Is Rob? That's the Rob
Mack
show.
Mm-hmm. And Charlie Day. Charlie Day writes it too.
Okay.
Both of them. Yeah, it's a good show. My wife has a harder time watching it than I do because, it's like one of those shows where, so we both worked in the video game industry for,
it's your grandma's boy.
Yeah, well, no, it's Grandma's Boy was like the one we were like ashamed of, but it was also funny and stuff. But the problem we always had with Mythic Quest is it was pretty accurate, but also very inaccurate still. And she would walk by and see things and be like, "What? Where's all the people?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, they think they can make a video game with just 2 people and stuff like that." And eventually I had this realization. I'm like, The Office is like one of the most popular shows ever on TV, right? Like, and most people love The Office, right? It's just a known thing. I'm not saying you and I have to love The Office, but have you ever thought about the possibility that there's people in the paper industry that think The Office is full of shit?
I mean,
like the representation of what they do for a living is probably really bad, right? Like, that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like, if any show, a comedy show, is about the profession that you've chosen to dedicate your life to or whatever, you're probably going to have some weird, hang-ups about it. And so once I realized that about Mythic Quest, it made it easier for me to just enjoy the show and be like, it's okay. I don't have to be critical about it and stuff. So, but I do recognize that's not the most popular show on Amazon, on Apple right now. You heard about the Emmys, right?
Well, yeah, the studio cleaned up.
Cleaned up, yeah, and Severance. Severance too. Yeah, that's I think the first time, like in a long time, that like HBO didn't dominate, right? The Emmys.
Probably, yeah. I mean, Colin Farrell got snubbed. That man should have won.
Kristen Milioti won though.
Yeah, but he wasn't in that makeup.
Kristen Milioti was better than Colin Farrell. I'm just saying. I'm glad she won.
I'm glad they won. I'm glad. I'm glad a lot of cool stuff that we talked about won. Andor won. The Penguin won, of course. Yeah, Severance.
I'm weirded out that the star of Andor didn't get a nomination.
Well, Hispanic Heritage Month started yesterday.
So. Fair enough. Yeah. But anyways, you asked me, I gave you mine. What about you? What's your 12 days been like?
I was sick again, actually, for like half of them.
Again?
I woke up with like a random fever of 104. And yeah, like seriously, I woke up and like I was really pissed off in the morning, and so it's been hot lately here as well. So I woke up not feeling great, attributing it to the heat, and then I go out and run errands, and all my errands turn into a shit show because I'm A, dying, and B, just like the most comical. Like there was a police stop in front of me, there was like a car accident, like there was like all this shit happening while I'm trying to do my errands. But long story short, I come home that day and I'm like, I should check my temperature. And yeah, I'm like 104. So then I do what any responsible person does is text their medical professional mother on should I go see a doctor?
104 is pretty high, man.
I know.
It's bad. It's bad high.
Yeah. But nothing. But the crazy part was nothing else was like wrong. I wasn't sneezing. Didn't have any other symptoms. Just a fever. So it's like, all right, you can probably just like go to sleep and hope you wake up. And yeah, that's what I did. But it took a minute to it took a minute to shake. So I was in a not great mood for most of the week. Aside from that, what have I been up to? Mostly, I've been playing Helldivers again.
Okay.
That game's great. Have you played Helldivers?
I played the original one a lot. Yeah.
Helldivers 2. That's when you get your group of people together, some of those shenanigans. It really is just Starship Troopers the game and all the.
Yeah. I'm very aware of what that game is because I played a lot of the first one. I think my experience with the first one is why I didn't feel compelled to play the second one, and I understand the second one's better, but it's still more of what the first one was and stuff. So
yeah, it's a prettier first one.
Yeah, I did pick up a game last week. Also, I've been playing Shinobi Art of Vengeance. No. Have you ever heard of Shinobi?
Shinobi sounds familiar.
They were old Sega games. They were old. It's a ninja in Europe. It's a platformer game. There was Shinobi. Shinobi was the Sega one. Ninja Gaiden was like the Nintendo one. Like this. But Shinobi Art of Vengeance is done by Lizard Cube, who is the same studio that did Streets of Rage 4, which was like an homage to the old Streets of Rage games that Sega made back in the day, but with like crazy hand-drawn graphics. And so that's what Shinobi is. It's a platformer, single-player platform game, Metroidvania style, but like the drawings are like just the animations of everything are just gorgeous. You should look it up. It's really cool. But it's like a $30 game, and it's pretty fun. It is the first game I played in a long time, and I'm not even ashamed to admit it. And it's probably true about Helldivers too. But it is so stressful when you're playing that game that when I play in long sessions and I stop, I'm like, I'm sweating. I'm sweating a little bit, not like profusely or anything, but I feel.
I never got that. I never was the sweaty hand person.
It's just
sweaty gamer.
Yeah, it wasn't like I'm like I need to go shower or something like that. It's just like, oh, that got my heart racing a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of really precision timing on things, and then it's very punishing, and you die constantly, man. It's just really. It's funny. But practice makes perfect, So it's platformers were like the original roguelikes, really, you know what I mean? Like even Super Mario Brothers was essentially that. Yeah.
Quarters, right? The better you were, the less you paid.
Exactly. So but yeah. I don't think you'd like that game, but
it's a reading.
What's that?
Is there reading?
Not a lot of reading. No.
Okay.
There's all voiceovers on everything. It's just one of those really like it's if you like precision platforming, like where you gotta like time your jumps and
Super Meat Boy a lot.
I don't think they played Super Meat Boy.
I think these are like Xbox Live arcade games. Explosion Man, another good one.
Well, you look up Shinobi Art of Vengeance and you decide.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it just came out last week or 2 weeks ago.
Shall we move on with some news?
I would like to talk about news. Yeah.
Okay, we have quite a few Marvel Legends that got announced.
There was a live stream between the last time we did the show. Yeah.
there were some first looks at the boxes of some stuff that was announced, but we also got some new things.
Got a lot of new things.
Let's kick off with the Secret Wars. So it's the Secret Wars card back line that they've been doing. With an Iceman with cool ice effects. Translucent Iceman has the dumb shield as well. Comes the snowball. That's a good looking Iceman.
It's not a dumb shield. It's a good looking Iceman. It's pretty much the same Iceman that we've gotten before. I think he might be pinless this time. I could be wrong. But he does come with an extra head that's smiling, and he comes with a snowball, and he comes with 2 like blast effects. The slide effect was already made. That's an old piece of tooling. But the whole thing with this figure is he's kind of a nod to a figure that only existed back in the 80s in the UK, and it was really hard to get because of that. And so they decided to make a Secret Wars Iceman. There are still plenty of other figures that they've never made from the Secret Wars line, and I'm pretty sure based on this Iceman that they intend to do way more of them. So we'll see. It's cool, but it is a good looking Iceman. I'm not gonna lie.
And then we got the next wave of
$28 comic book figures, right?
Yeah, the line of figures that come with the mini comic. Some of these we've seen before. Some of them are new. The new ones being the Astonishing X-Men Beast. We got the Frank Miller all blacked out Daredevil in the hoodie. We got a pretty, I guess, more ultimate-y Black Widow. And I think the maybe winner of the bunch being that pinless Silver Surfer. Wait, the HasLab Silver Surfer.
Oh, you said they're new as in that we never saw them before.
Yes, we saw the
Farrell and the Rachel Summers we saw at Comic-Con. Yeah, I was trying to understand what you meant by new. I'm like, yeah. Okay, yeah. So from my point of view, the new figures are the Daredevil, the Rachel, and the Farrell. We've never had those figures in the line. They're amazing. The other 3
Daredevil's the Luke Cage figure, right?
I don't think so. He's shorter than Luke Cage. I don't think he's the Luke Cage figure. But it is cool. It's cool. Like it's a Daredevil in a jumpsuit and stuff. But yeah, one of the first waves of Hasbro Marvel Legends was an X-Men wave, or no, I don't remember what it was, but it had that Astonishing Beast, and it was historically like it's notorious for being one of the worst.
The Cat Beast.
Yeah, one of the worst Marvel Legends ever made. I actually threw mine out a long time ago and said, I don't really want this toy. I'll just hope that one day, years from now, they'll finally make it. And they did. So now I know that, any toy I don't like, I could just trash it and it'll eventually come back again, because that's what they plan to do with all of them. That Silver Surfer is basically the one that came with Galactus. It's the same head, but he's got the nice silver treatment on him, and he's pinless. So he's technically better than the one that came with Galactus. And then I think we've gotten that Black Widow before, but she's on the new updated body with the ab crunch. She's excellent. It's a great figure. I actually really like all 6 of these figures. I'm just really pissed off that they're $28 and they only come with a tiny fake comic book. You know what I mean?
Hey man,
but I pre-ordered them all.
You know the reason why. And the last big announcement is we're getting a Gamerverse figure 2-pack featuring the Punisher and Nick Fury from the Punisher arcade game. Is it from the 90s?
Yeah, it's from the 90s. It's a cabinet. It's one of those side-scrolling beat 'em ups that you can play 2-player, like The Simpsons or Ninja Turtles.
The white Nick Fury.
Well, it's just Nick Fury. Like it's just what Nick Fury was back then. But they made him wear an orange and green outfit because Nick Fury in the game, because normally Nick Fury actually wears blue and white, which would have been really confusing because in this game the Punisher wears blue instead of black. So it's a nice colorway on the Punisher though, for sure. It kind of reminds me of the way Capcom styled Venom in the Gamerverse toy. You know, where they swap out black for blue. It's kind of sexy, right? Is it
I like this Punisher a lot. The color blue
Yeah.
they chose is pretty spot on.
It's
It
good,
comes
right?
with a bunch of extras. They both do, and briefcase full of money. No, it's a good looking Punisher.
Yeah, you can actually play this game. Marvel or Capcom put out a Marvel fighting bundle recently, and it's got all the Marvel fighting games, but it also includes this game as well, Punisher with Nick Fury. Yeah, it's a cool one. They have not said when that's going to be available for pre-order, I think, but it's very cool. Or maybe they did. It's October or something like that.
Next bit of news.
Wait, you didn't mention the Deathbird.
Which one's the Deathbird?
Deathbird and Gladiator 2-pack.
Oh, we saw this at Comic-Con, didn't we?
No, we did not see Deathbird. No.
We saw Gladiator.
No, we saw Champion of the Universe and Star Fox.
Oh.
In fairness, the Gladiator is like the third time they've made him. But Deathbird is
X-Men guy?
Yes, they're both. It's the Shi'ar. It's the place that Professor X is living.
They're not mutants. They're just aliens.
No, it's Deathbird is Professor X's sister-in-law, technically. Like, remember the crazy sister-in-law that makes him like he's got to do a quest to prove that he's worthy of marrying her sister. Yeah, it was one episode of X-Men 97, but like her costume design is so amazing. That like I'll buy a third Gladiator, whatever. It's cool. But yeah, that was the new thing they revealed at that event. And then I think there's like a Target exclusive Storm and stuff like that comes out. Like there's a Storm that's available for pre-order on Thursday. So
the black suit Storm.
Black suit, yeah.
Anyways,
there you go.
Disney has acquired a 2% stake in Webtoons. So Webtoons is kind of like a digital comics web platform. For those listening, it's Marvel Unlimited for webcomics. But interesting enough, Disney's suite of content is going to be coming to Webtoons in some capacity. If you're a Disney Plus member, you'll have access to that content in some capacity.
That's cool.
As part of your existing subscription.
I wish my subscription included Marvel Unlimited the way that DC TV channel that lasted for 5 minutes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But it is unclear, but they are working on a solution. Basically, Webtoons is either going to be the new backend for Marvel Unlimited, or it will be folded into Marvel Unlimited will be folded into Webtoons. That's TBD, but
crazy.
I mean, Webtoons works fine. Marvel Unlimited works fine. So
Marvel Unlimited doesn't work fine on the computer, or does it again? I can't remember. There was a period of time where it did not.
I mean, that's cool though. You get a company like Webtoons whose whole thing is comics on your phone and devices.
Why build it when it's already been built? Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. That actually last bit of news. There is a PlayStation Direct happening sometime in November, if I'm not mistaken, and all signs point to a new look, whether that's a trailer or gameplay, at the Wolverine game that Insomniac's very known and actively working on. The game that got leaked in its entirety like a year or two ago.
Yeah. I really hope they change a lot of things just so that people can't complain as much about. I always see random people on the internet just complaining about, oh, this game looks terrible. I'm like, you mean the version of it that was from like 2023 that you shouldn't even have access to? You know, like you're concerned about that. You know, like it's whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Piracy is bad. Don't do it, guys. It's not good.
Don't do it. But what we can do is talk about Peacemaker.
Hold on a second before we do that. Were you excited enough about any of those figures that we saw? That are you going to get any of them? I'm just kind of curious.
I did pre-order a Silver Surfer.
I thought so. I thought at least one of them was going to get you. Like, that's my one thing. Like, as much as I like to complain about the prices and the lack of Build-A-Figures, those are really good figures that they put out. Like, I think those all 6 of them are nice, and I think they're very appealing to people who don't want to collect the whole set. So it makes a strong argument for not doing Build-A-Figures. You know what I mean? Like, I see the.
I've
I see
personally never. I guess that's a lie. I do have a Build-A-Figure on the back. I have the Sam Build-A-Figure, but I bought it outright. The MCU Sam Wilson, because his Build-A-Figure was the wings, right?
The wings, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I have never purchased a line with the intent on getting the Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, I think I just have to accept that there's a large amount of casual collectors that would not want to go as all in as I have on this line. You know what I mean? So I acknowledge that it's not a normal thing to have multiple HasLab Sentinels behind you.
No, you are the weird one.
I am the weird one. I get it. I get it. It's cool.
They already what's the lifetime? What's I think of the metric lifetime order value?
Oh, I'm a whale for sure.
Whatever that stat is, you've reached it. So if they lose you as a customer, you're already factored into their reports.
Yes, yeah. They would take a hit if they lost me as a customer for sure. That would be. People would eventually lose jobs. I mean, they already lose jobs all the time. So whatever. Okay, guess what? Now I'm ready to talk about Peacemaker. Sorry for that.
I say that as I still have like this in its box.
You got her though. She's so good.
Under peer
That Psylocke and Thanos, man.
I might just sit on it for a minute.
Like, honestly, like, so just, since you brought that up, like, I think the funniest thing is, like I said last year, I stopped collecting everything now. I pick and choose. Like some waves I have to buy outright. That Infinity Comic Wave, the Mini Comic Wave, I had to buy it. I just I didn't. By the way, 2 of those figures, the Rachel and the Farrell, they're sold out places now, like a lot of places. Because they finish collections, they finish teams, right? And so people know that the value is there for those. But I really do enjoy like the picking and choosing of which ones I need versus which ones I can wait on or let somebody else get for my birthday or whatever. And it's been fun because at Ninja Exchange, my friend, I was showing him a figure that I was like, oh, this one's so hilarious. And he looked at me, he's like, do you have it? And I'm like, no. And he's like, you do now, happy birthday. And so that's a cool experience to let people, get the things that I don't have. But also I really do, it makes me appreciate more the ones that I need to get. Like that Psylocke and Thanos pack, that's one of the best sets all year. I don't care. Whatever comes out the rest of the year, you're not beating that Psylocke. It's impossible. Like, you need to open that thing at some point. It's great. You can throw the Thanos away, though, for sure.
Throw the Thanos away.
It's fine. It's fine. All right, now we're doing the thing again. We're
doing Peacemaker episode 4.
Yeah.
Do you have a title?
Need I say door?
Need I say door? We get to see Peacemaker on the run. From Argus.
Well, hold up. It starts with another flashback.
Yeah.
And I think it was a very important flashback, right? Because I think we've been making assumptions about Augie for a while now. And I think this was a really awesome way to subvert those assumptions, right? Is we got to learn the flashback of how Augie ended up with this interdimensional workspace that he's had
Yeah.
for all these time, right? I think it's cool. Like it's filling in some blanks, and it's also creating more questions too, which is pretty good storytelling just in general, right? Like, so we got to
I
see
liked it more than I didn't, because like you get this like weird like, oh, it's an alien thing, right? They should even show
there's a
little
naked alien with a dong hanging
little
out.
naked alien that they murder,
Yeah.
like straight up murder,
Wall hunting. Yeah.
while hunting. But then my only gripe with it is like, like you get a lot of, they show the scene, right, and then Peacemaker kind of explains the ads while they're on the run, like, yeah, this is what it is. My dad didn't make it; he found it. But then they kind of do a cop out, and then like, well, what about the helmets? And then he's like, it's complicated.
I don't think it's a cop out. I think that's exactly what I was referring to. Is you answer one question, you create another one. It's you keep the story rolling.
Yeah.
Did it not give you something else that now you want another explanation for? You really think you're not going
It
to get that explanation?
does it? Ask a loaded question.
You think you're not going to get that question answered?
Yeah, I think we'll get it eventually. Does
Eventually, yes.
Augie's hatred towards aliens make him more or less of a shittier person?
I
Because he's
wouldn't even
equal opportunity against
yeah, so like
everybody.
I'm honestly going to say I don't think that came from a place of hatred. That came from a place of superiority, right? Of like
Hmm.
he decided that thing was less than. Um
Yes.
that doesn't mean he hated it. He just meant he treated it the way he would an animal, right? He shot it once, didn't kill it, then he put it out of its misery without even asking it questions, without even considering that it could be intelligent or sentient, whatever. He just didn't care. It just makes him the same piece of shit he already was. Like, so, I don't think it adds points or lessens points, but it does really, really clear up the fact that like Augie did not make any of the cool stuff that we
Yeah.
thought he did. And it makes me feel more comfortable
Well,
with it because
he didn't make the door. That is the only thing that's clear.
he didn't make the door or the room that's in the door. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, all the same. But yes.
Yeah, yeah. But he's definitely been utilizing the tools that are in that place. I wouldn't be surprised if that weird, creepy alien that lives in that space that Augie's never killed, by the way, is somehow responsible for making the helmets. You know what I mean? So I don't know that he necessarily hates all aliens. He just, he shot a thing that he thought was a deer, whatever, and then, he put it out of its misery. But so I do like that every episode has been starting with a flashback because it's been filling in like really cool gaps, or it's also been retconning the universe sometimes.
Yeah.
This one was not a retcon though, and so I appreciate that. This one was just like, this is a really cool backstory that you've probably wanted to know about for a long time, so like, here you go. And I think maybe that's why I liked this one so much, is it didn't feel like it was doing the same level of heavy lifting that some of the other ones were, right? Like the previous ones are like, oh, by the way, did you know that Rick Flag Jr. and Harcourt were a thing? And I'm like, no, I didn't, and I'm not sure that you did either. Like it's kind of like that, like where I'm a little cynical when I'm being presented these backstories.
Well, yeah, like we talked about it in nausea the
Yeah,
past 3 weeks. So
but
like,
this one,
it's
did
yucky,
not. This one did
but
not
no,
trigger the yuck.
they're moving forward.
This one did not trigger the ick, right? You were
Yeah.
just like, okay, I like that, and I
Yeah.
could just enjoy watching some creepy naked alien get murdered. So yeah, but yeah, now we can move on to the rest of what you were.
Well, the rest of the
about.
episode just basically the cat and mouse game of Peacemaker running from Argus. Like there's a fight in the middle with the judo master,
Right.
and Peacemaker. Judo master's great. That actor's great. I always appreciate. I mean, I appreciate how that fight ended. Of like, it's just Peacemaker landing on top of him because he is like a very small person.
He just kind of clumsies his way into winning that fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's also like a lot of John Economos trying to like help prolong the cat and mouse, right? Like he's he's doing the best he can, but he's really funny because like he still is so scared of losing his job that he keeps putting himself in these awkward situations where he has to choose between his job and helping Chris and his friends. But he's always going to choose them. It's just there's like limits to it, right? He's like, I can't stall forever kind of thing. It's kind of interesting. But I do like watching. I think Steve G is just really freaking awesome this season. And I never thought that I would be watching a Peacemaker show to see more John Economos, but I've actually he's like my second favorite character of this season. It's really weird.
Well, he's like the only Peacemaker's gotten some serious moments, but like I feel like he's the only other like serious anchor in this show of like.
I think Harcourt's been pretty serious too, but yeah, I'll give you that those three are the most serious, right? Like I think,
I mean, because then you get the farce that is.
You got Vids, and you got ads. I wouldn't say that ads isn't going through serious stuff. It's that ads is choosing to look at it on the bright side. So like, she's really going through, like, she's being basically dumped by her girlfriend, and like she kind of refuses to like believe that. So like even in this episode, after she gets her ad in some phony like magazine, she's trying to text her girlfriend. Pretty cool, huh? Like she's still trying to like be in this person's life when she clearly doesn't want to be. So it's almost a little bit of like optimism to the point of delusion, which makes it feel, I guess, a little unrealistic, even though I'm sure that's actually a real thing that some people do, like it's just, but we can, for whatever reason, you and I can relate to the other three more, right? Like we can relate to.
Well, yeah. You got to balance it out with whatever the fuck Michael Rooker's doing in this episode. Which I'll give him kudos for going all the way with it. Like, we need you to be slightly offensive and
Red Saint Wild. Oh my god,
and,
that character.
Go hunt an eagle, and he commits to the bit 100%. Do I need this character to exist in the capacity that he's existing? So for context, he does this whole ritual and
he does magic.
He does magic,
full on magic, which is the first time we've seen it. Live action magic in this new universe, right? We have seen Cersei in Creature Commandos, but yeah, no magic in Superman, right?
I mean, no magic. Is he doing something that's like in the comics? Like, is that a comic thing?
Dude,
like, aside just from being blank magic, but is he going to like what's it called in Black Panther?
Oh yeah, I
like the dream state or something. Like he's doing something where has eagle vision, and there also is like maybe lore drop that Eagly is like some type of super eagle that I feel like is just dumb enough that that's actually going to happen.
As far as I can tell, this character does not exist in the comic books.
Okay.
So this is just something that James Gunn created. I don't know if you know this, because like I actually watched the podcast this time around because I had the time to do it. Normally we're watching the show and then trying to rush to get to do this podcast. But since we had the extra, 5 days, I watched the show again and I watched the podcast discussing this episode, and I kind of learned. I think I learned it also on the internet too. But Michael Rooker actually did this as a favor because much like Vigilante in the first season, who was recast, this character was recast as well. They had an actor. James Gunn will not say who the actor was. He had filmed most of his scenes already, but for whatever reasons he didn't want to go into and say, he ended up having to recast the character. And so he called his good friend Michael Rooker and asked for a favor. And I mean, this guy knocked it out of the park he knocked it out of the park for being a replacement actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. if any casting director casted a person who had to replace twice, or that's not a great casting director. That's all I'm
Fair
saying.
enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. Like, what are the odds, right? That 2 seasons of the show and they've had to do that twice. Like, how much money did they waste on filming, scenes with this guy? Because like, you would be. Did you know that before I told you?
No.
Could you tell? Like, what I mean is like,
I mean, you can tell, but he also
has a lot of scenes with a lot of characters in it, right?
I guess.
Like
more so than Vigilante, because Vigilante they were just able to voice over a lot of it.
Right.
Yeah,
Vigilante was an easier task for him to do. Yeah, but he's like with John Economos. He's in the car with them. Sometimes there's shots of him just talking in the van that are just a one shot by himself. You know what I mean? Like, but other times he's like walking with the group and stuff. And
I believe in movie magic. I would argue that it's probably less than you think.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I think they did a good job of hiding that from us, the viewers.
Yeah.
But I do think, love it or hate it, this character was zany as hell.
Actor was.
I know, right? Don't you want to know? Isn't that juicy? Like,
my mind goes to Mel Gibson.
Do you think it was a Native American before, and then they're like, "Ooh, I want to go in a different direction," or do you think it was always somebody who was culturally appropriating and believing in his heart of hearts that he can undo the transgressions of American colonization on the Native Americans by killing the eagle spirit?
It would be a choice if it was a Native American person prior.
Right?
Not choose to. That'd be a pretty. I wouldn't say it if I had made that decision. Let's put it that way.
The soul of our country shall be purged of all of our transgressions against all the Native and indigenous peoples of this land.
It was. I mean, like we were talking about last week. It's the more you dip your toes back into the whatever the fuck the Suicide Squad is, the Suicide Squad, and bring people from there, but they're different, but also bring people from there, but the same. It's still it's yucky. Like I've gotten an acquired taste for the yuckiness. It's like eating your vegetables, but I kind of want to like, and I realize it's probably selfish to want to do this, like want a resolution to that issue before the end of Peacemaker 2, but I'm gonna assume there's gonna be a Peacemaker season 3, and I would hope by then we are just done with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I doubt Red Snake Wild is gonna make it through the season.
Yeah, whether he does or not, it's like I just want to like show me the new.
Yeah, I get.
And look, it's gonna be yucky until.
In fairness, I consider him new. He's a new character.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like Lobo's
I get you.
Aquaman, but not really. Kinda, it's yucky.
Well, you're just too into the meta, dude. You're too into the meta. Just let him. And I understand this whole universe is built on some weird ass meta. So like,
yeah, no, it is. We just gotta move. We gotta move past it. Once we're all past it.
How are you feeling about Langston Fleury now?
He is still my least favorite part of this show.
You know what I realized?
There's another character. There's other characters now to fill in the void.
You know what I realized? Like I was reminded of him, when I was watching their podcast, is James Gunn actually really likes Langston because he fills in a gap that was created because that role was actually Peacemaker's last season. Peacemaker was the one making all the really inappropriate comments and saying like really just braggadocious shit all the time, right? But they put him through the ringer through that first season, so now he's all in his feelings, right? Like he's just like a real person now this season, as opposed to what he was last season. And so Langston kind of like lets us still get some of that. But they had Tim Meadows on the show and he was letting him know, like, when he hired it, when he I guess they auditioned like 100 different people for that role. They couldn't find a single person. And then they're like, why don't we just offer it to Tim Meadows and see if he says yes, you know? And they basically told Tim Meadows, look, don't let the first few episodes make you believe, like, don't let that like discourage you from doing the show. This character gets a full arc. And so when I heard that, I was like, well, I always believed that, but I was kind of happy to hear that maybe you might have a different tune that you sing by the end of this 8-week run. So I'm fingers crossed that maybe Langston's going to turn you around. So I'm going to keep checking in on you every week to see how you feel. But I understand why you still wouldn't like him. But was it funny when he got spit on in the face?
Yeah, I guess.
That was a good looking spit, man.
I guess.
All right, that's fine. Did you love when John Economou started narking on him about the wink, the wink that he did like in the previous episode?
Yeah, it was fun to see Economou like stand up for himself.
Yeah, right.
And then, but also like be taken like seriously. Like no one like looked at him like he was crazy. And then there was the wink callback where when she sends him back.
Yeah, and then Langston looks back and he's like doing this, like, be cool, man. Don't say anything about it. You know, like it's pretty funny. Yeah. But at the end of the day, the episode was really another one of those build-up ones where it's like it's putting the pieces in place. It's not quite giving us like the crazy thing that we all want to see happen. But it put pieces in place. And I think the last piece of the puzzle that got put in place was between Rick Flag and Harcourt in this episode, right? Like Rick Flag decided he's like really frustrated with this whole situation, the way the raid went. It didn't go good. Eagly, Eagly's alive still. Everybody's fine. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, my team is fucking up. I got to go visit Harcourt because she's like probably the best person capable of capturing this guy. And she went to visit him, and the first thing he sees on her wall is that photo of the 11th Street kids that she took. And you see his face just completely know what he's about to ask of her, right? Because like he does understand who this woman was in relation to his son, but he also understands that she has a relationship with these people that he's going to ask her to betray. And it's really cool. It's a cool moment. And he basically tells her, hey, you're blacklisted. Like Waller effed you. You're screwed. You're never going to work in intelligence again. Like it's not. And that's frustrating for her because like, it's not only her passion, like it's who she is. Like it's her entire identity is wrapped up in it, which I think is why she's so frustrated just going to bars and letting people beat the shit out of her because she doesn't know how to do anything else, literally, and so she's put in a position where, he says, look, I can get you unblacklisted, but you got to get me Chris,
It's gonna snitch.
Do you think she's gonna snitch? Do you think that's what's happening here?
I don't think so. I do like that scene too because you had a little nod to Creature Commandos on how Clayface fucked him up.
Oh yeah, the back, right? He broke his back. Yeah. We're seeing the world. See, the world's starting to weave together a little bit.
You just keep doing more and more of that.
Yeah.
Just make his hair white in season 3, and we'll be good.
So, I'm gonna.
I 100% don't think she's gonna turn him in.
Yeah. Since we're in the gentle, dipping our toes in the water of speculating, I want to throw out a speculation for you that my wife and I have kind of had that would be a fun thing. So like, it was when you were mentioning to me like a couple weeks ago, hey, did you notice there's no people of color in that world? I was like, oh man, you blew my mind, right? Because I didn't notice that, right? And I think it's because they did a great job of editing it back and forth between the two worlds. So like whenever it's back on the other world, we're seeing ads, we're seeing Langston, we're seeing his entire very diverse crew of people.
You not seeing color?
Oh no. I'm saying, yeah, I mean that's cool, right? Like but I'm saying like they did a good job of editing it, and so like it wasn't until like I finished recording with you that I went back immediately after we finished the show, and I put on the show again and we rewatched it, and my wife and I were just like, oh man, Ricky's right, you know. And it wasn't until the next day that I start seeing all these other things on the internet, and I'm like, oh, did you actually see that, Ricky, or did you read a bunch of things that already said that?
We had like 2 minutes to talk about the show after I finished it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Fair enough. Well, the rest of the internet started agreeing, and so it became very obvious that like James Gunn wants people to see that, right? Like that's what he wants.
Well,
So
I mean, we know how it's going to end, or we know where it's going next.
we know kind of where it's going. So
he's
that's
going to
where
take ads.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, please don't take ads. Please don't take ads. But we know it's going to happen. So here's where I'm getting to.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, like, in the interest of tying things all together, what would you think about the possibility of, at some point in the season, Rick Flag burying his hatchet with Chris, realizing that Chris has value and he has a purpose, and in this moment his purpose is to help fight this other dimension of really bad people, and then he says, I've got something to help you, and he goes and takes the cloth off of a live action GI robot.
Well, I don't know why he would have to take the cloth off.
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah. It's symbolic. I'm being symbolic.
I think GI robot makes sense.
Is it weird that GI robot shows up in the show without him being introduced in the show?
It wouldn't be weird.
Okay, that's kind of what I was getting at.
I like GI Robot and Creature Commando. I think my one dislike was in the 3rd episode. When he kills people for like the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're fighting. Oh shit! I forget who they're fighting in that show, but they're not like soldiers. They're like just like internet trolls, right? Like, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was a group of white supremacists.
Kinda, yeah.
Are you mad that they didn't have guns at the time? I'm trying to help you here. By the way,
I'm trying to. We're dipping in some dangerous territory.
Yeah. It's like
the people.
I'm gonna slowly start doing this on the screen, just like.
Look, I'll frame it as in like a Captain America thing, right? Captain America 1, he's killing a lot of Nazis, right? Mm-hmm. That's easy peasy. We as a society accepted that. That's you do that. You'll go Captain America. Captain America 2, even Cap realizes, hey, like some of these people are Nazis. They're people, and the line between good and bad gets blurred. Mm-hmm. And I think one of my grievances with Creature Commandos was they started out with that blurry line, but called people Nazis, and I thought that was like, oh, that's like, okay, that's a choice to go there, off the bat. And I mean, just for full context, in light of recent events, I think that if they do go in that direction with this show, it will be interesting to see how it is perceived. How about that? Did I dance around that topic enough?
Would you be pissed if they did it though?
No, I don't need GI Robot to be in it.
No, I'm saying if they did do it, would you?
I wouldn't be upset. Okay. I would be more curious to see how they do it.
Mm-hmm. Like, wouldn't you like to see a live action GI Robot? Wouldn't that be cool?
He didn't do anything for me in the.
Oh really? Oh, he was like my favorite character in that show.
I like Nina. I like Nina a lot.
Okay, fair enough. All right, cool.
But he wouldn't move the needle for me in a positive or negative light.
Fair enough.
What could be interesting, and is, there's a chance that we could just get a Rick Flag back in this universe.
Rick Flag
Right?
Jr.
Rick Flag Jr., yeah.
Possible. Yeah, possible. But you got to remember that one lives in a universe of probably white supremacists. So it wouldn't be a good Rick Flag necessarily.
Yeah, I think that's where look, I don't know if I looked for James Gunn for like moral compass on some of these issues, but like the notion of like a universe full of white supremacists, like what exactly is that?
Fair enough.
Right?
Like how many of them are actually culpable, or do they
exactly,
or are they just choosing to be complacent and exist in a society where the dominant people are that?
Yeah,
right. Because there's no other choice, right? There's no other option.
You said what I've been trying to say. So that's where I think the issue having a GI robot show up could go sideways.
Yeah, but also I wouldn't put it past James Gunn to just completely obliterate that planet entirely.
If
I know there's nuance to, are those people can't all be entirely guilty, right? They can't. I'm saying the ones in that dimension.
I mean, they can. You just got to have. Depends how you write it, right?
Like, even the children, like
however you write it, you can make a case.
Fair enough. All right.
That's an interesting.
I'm not gonna be mad if there's no GI robot. I see the direction the season is going, and I see an opportunity to lay in some groundwork again of like tying in the projects, right?
Yeah. Like, if honestly, like the only way I can see them doing it is like GI robot showing up. Hey, GI robot, go have fun here, and then they just close the door. And then
sure,
you just contextually stuff's happening on the other side of the door.
Yeah. Alternatively, you could have a really not good Superman there too.
Yeah. But I'm excited that we're now at a point in the story where shit's gonna we're gonna be moving. We're progressing more so than we were.
I have
the past 3 weeks.
I have a feeling next week is going to be another one of those like so close moments. You know what I mean? Like
we got 4 more or 3 more.
4 more. But based on the trailers, it looks like I feel like he's going to end the episode going into that universe. And so I feel like we're going to have another one of what people might call a filler episode. I don't think this is a filler episode. I think it was great. I think it didn't give us there wasn't a massive
episode. I mean, it wasn't. It told its bit of the story and didn't linger.
It didn't have a lot of violence, which I think is always fun in the show. It had some violence. We got to see Harcourt in a bar fight. We got to see Judo Master fighting Peacemaker for a minute. We got to see John Economos push Red St. Wild into a rock, which I thought he killed him. I honestly, in that moment, I was like, oh my God, you just killed this guy. But instead his third eye was open. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it ranks pretty low on the violence meter, and I think that's part of the charm of Peacemaker as a show. So I hope that we can tell more story next week, but with more violence. Like, it's just what I like.
I want to see Peacemaker do stuff. I want to see him in the suit.
Exactly.
Put on that suit in a minute.
Yeah, or even the wrong suit would be fine too. You know what I mean? Like the
wrong suit.
Yeah. We're on the same page.
I mean, if anything, maybe next week, I want to know like who or what is the big bad. I don't think white supremacy dimension is enough, right?
Yeah, well, I think it's very clear that Red St. Wild is another big bad in this season, right? But he's more like Eagly's villain.
Eagly's villain.
Yeah, but it's
a comic book show. I want a comic book villain in my comic book show.
We need Vigilante doing more stuff, right? He needs to do violence or more pissing off bad people or something like that. Yeah.
Like, I also don't like Rick Flag being the villain either. You know?
Oh no, I don't think he deserves to be the villain. I think he's completely just in what he's doing. You know, his perspective is his perspective, and it's fair. It's fair. Us as Peacemaker fans of the story, because we were there for the first story, we have more empathy for Peacemaker than Rick does, because he wasn't there, right? But he does seem to have some understanding. He knows that Peacemaker's not entirely responsible for everything,
Yeah,
because
of the
he's like,
situation Waller put
I
him
get
in,
it.
and
Waller puts us in these situations, you know what I mean? Like, but you know, I think he thinks he's doing the responsible thing by, I mean, at the end of the day, Peacemaker has access to a device that damn near just destroyed
he has
Metropolis,
a
right?
WMD, right?
Exactly,
In-universe
exactly.
WMD, and he has it. It is his in the scope of his job to
Yes. So
investigate, and
I
you know,
don't think he's the villain of the show, and I think it will. That's why I envision a world in which he will bury the hatchet with Peacemaker, right? So that they can
yeah,
both team up against whatever the real threat is, you know.
he'd
Hopefully
be
that's
like,
not
"You
Red State
can't be
Wild.
part of the Justice League, but you can be part of the
Or
Creature Commandos."
fair enough, fair enough. So overall, I did really like this episode. I think it, you know, I give it, like, in the grand scheme, like a 7 or 8 out of 10. It's not my favorite episode of the show, but I thoroughly do enjoy Langston Flurry and Red Saint Wild. I think they're hilarious. And honestly, my favorite scene of the whole episode is with Peacemaker and Ads, when he's explaining this other dimension to her, and she kind of, like, basically says to him, like, are you sure it's another dimension? Like, maybe it's like a Twilight Zone thing where, like, you go in there and you get everything you've ever wanted. And, like, I like that she put that out there, right? Because, like, I'm sure
Mhm.
that's a theory that people have had. And then he's like, no, I'm pretty sure it's real. You know, like, and I think that's a really cool scene. But she's still trying to explain to him that, because he really, really, he can't see the forest through the trees, right? He's been so bummed out by everything going on in his life right now that he can't even see all the good that we've seen, right? Like, we've
Mhm.
seen he's got amazing friends, like, he's got a really cool support system, but he really is fixated on these dead people, and a relationship that he could have with Harcourt on this other world. And so he's just not able to see, you know, that the grass isn't necessarily greener on the other side. And I really like the way Ads was trying to explain to him that, you know, like, the our biggest problems in life are the ones we carry with us. And so it doesn't matter if you go there, like, you're still going to have those problems.
Yeah,
So you should just have them here. And so I think, yeah, that's why I felt bad when I was like, oh dear God, please don't take Ads there. Like, it's not going to be good, man. It's not going to be good. But yeah, what do you what did you think of what did you rate this episode?
yeah, it's like a 6, just because I mean the action was at a minimum, but I'm not like, I don't think it's a bad thing. You
Okay,
gotta have
see,
this lull before we set up the finale.
so it's a necessary evil, is what you're saying,
Hmm.
unless they keep dragging it on.
Yeah, to your point, they're probably gonna drag it on one more episode.
I think they're going to drag it on. I think every time I've seen interviews, James Gunn is pretty insistent that 6, 7, and 8 is where it gets bonkers,
Hmm.
which are the episodes that he did not give to early reviewers. So all the reviewers got 1 through 5, I believe. So we'll see. All right, cool. Well, I look forward to watching the new episode this Thursday, and then talking with you about it next Tuesday. You can if Marvel Zombies has also come out between now and then, we may be talking about that as well. If
Maybe.
not, we'll wait for the next week, right?
Hmm.
Cool. You got anything else?
No. With that, true believers. Enough said.